Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? 1, 2, 3. For the love of humanity and because you and I are so intimately connected, this is the Union of Muscles podcast, Daily Inspirationals. Daily Inspirationals to inspire you. Inspire you to be what? To be strong, to be brave, and to be beautiful. I want to talk to you guys about the difference between a principle and how that principle is applied. So sometimes the intention of a principle is lost in its application, or that in application it brings up other issues that aren't necessarily taught by that principle, but come about often when that principle is applied because the principle doesn't really go far enough. And I want to talk to you about two of those right now. An old idea and the newer version of it, which both I think still lack in when it is applied, but they lack in the same way. So the first comes from a book called Think and Grow Rich. And many of you read the book, and some of you love it, some of you hate it. And for those of you who have hated it, I think this may be one of the main reasons why, is because there's a certain application of it where maybe the intention was either lost or these things come into play. Think and Grow Rich asks you to focus on a single goal and put blinders on to everything else. Now this, for some, might get you pumped up. This might get you to the point to where you're thinking, hey, that's the way to go. Often happens is when you put these blinders on, people are putting blinders on to things which would actually help them understand how to achieve that goal better. So they're putting these blinders on, trying to stay focused on this one goal, but oftentimes what they end up doing is ruining the reason why they went for that goal in the first place, because they put these blinders on which filter out more than what they should, or more than what they need to in order to accomplish the task. So there's a newer phrase out there right now which is very similar, and that is the word focus spread out into an acronym. An acronym is just when somebody takes a word and they take the letters of that word and then they apply different meanings to each letter in the word to convey hopefully something that's related to that word to begin with, but it can be to anything really. People have taken the word focus and turned it into an acronym where they're saying, follow one course until success. Follow one course until success. I had to think of the acronym. And so this oftentimes has that same effect. While it doesn't necessarily, in the acronym, say that you need to put on these blinding blinders, oftentimes people end up practicing it that way. In that they block out everything else because it says follow one course until success. Now, that one course really could entail multiple things. So if we bring this back to nonlinear goal setting, then in a way, some people think that we're talking about that one goal, that one line. But it doesn't have to be that way. It could actually be the whole sphere. We could follow one course until success, even within spherical or nonlinear goal setting, because we're just able to take more factors into account. When you understand where you are better, how to get to that problem better, the various options, the various ways that things can be accomplished, when you don't limit your mind how to get to your goals, then you can be even more successful. Whereas if you were to follow one course until success, but you were to put on your blinders to the different ways that goal can be accomplished, then it's going to be just as hard as if you didn't have any focus to begin with. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Union of Muscle podcast, Daily Inspirationals. Daily Inspirationals to inspire you. inspire you to be what? To be strong, to be beautiful, and to be brave. Remember, the views presented here may or may not be those of Union and Muscle, Black Hat Management, or our affiliates, and that any information you hear here must first be reviewed by the corresponding professional, whether that's medical, legal, or financial, before applying it to your life. All rights are reserved by the content's creators.